Hello, my name is Drew Jezik. This is my video for my final project. The project I picked was a pet adoption agency that I came up with, the Perfect Match. I just think that adopting pets is really important and really good, and I thought that the idea of setting up a gallery and adoption forms and stuff would meet the requirements really well. I thought it was a good project to test myself on. So here on the first page, we have the home page here with the wayfinding. The icon here also leads you back to the home page. I have the favicon that shows up there. Um, and down here we have the gallery of images for our animals. You can sort the list by all animals, by just dogs, or by just cats. Down here we have the footer. These are my social media links. And then the copyright information. This link is the attributions. This is where I got the images from. I found them all on Pet Finder. I put links to the web pages for those specific animals. Some of them actually been adopted already, which is crazy. So the page is dead, but I found the page in my history and linked it there. So that's the thing. This one also, they have a new image that they took today, which was funny, but that's where I got those. Go back to the home page. Um, the I have JavaScript that will or I have all of the information on all of the pets, including the image link, the name, the age, the species or the breed or coloring, as well as the description that shows up in the uh, modal here. All of that is saved in a JSON file, so it is pulling all of that information, going through it, and displaying it in these cards. And also, this Adopt Me link will take you to the Apply page, which we'll come back to in a second. So it's cycling through those, and then when you click on the buttons, it sorts them and reapplies them based off of just the species of either dog or cat, and then sets the list accordingly. On the About page, this one's my simplest page. I reused the same hero stuff from the home page, and then it just has the block of information here in a grid that is set. In the Apply page, I just have thank you for considering adoption, a little block of information before the form, and then you can fill out whatever. I'll put my own stuff in here. Uh, I'll just put Arizona because that's where I am. 85397. Then a drop-down list for the kind of house. I'll say rent. Do you have a yard? Yes or no. This part I think is really cool. Here is the animals, but you can't choose any of them until you choose a species, either cat or dog. And it automatically populates it with the available cats pulling from the same JSON file, or dogs. So you have to choose one of these, and then you choose an animal. I like Goose, so I'm going to pick him, and then fill out the rest of it. And then when you submit the application, it takes you to a thank you page, and pulls out the same information that you just submitted, and it saves it in local storage as well. So I can look at that here in storage, local, and that gets saved right here. What's cool about that it saves it there, is when you go back to apply, it'll automatically repopulate it there. And with the same animal, it actually will put in the same animal you chose before and notice that it's previous selection. Most of my async and try get are with this form, and with the saving and pulling of that information from local storage. Was there anything else I needed to check here? Stop doing that. I feel like there was something else forgetting. Let me look over here real quick. I think that was probably it. Yeah, so I'm doing DOM manipulation with a lot of JavaScript, pulling the forms and also displaying that gallery of images. The modals I already showed by clicking on the animals. Whoops. Then it will pop up the modals. Local storage is used. There's well more than 15 items of information from 4 distinct items. There are 6 distinct items, and each of them has, I think, 6 properties, so it's a lot of information that I'm pulling. Responsive menus. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was going to do. So I have it set up for the CSS for when the page gets small enough, it switches to 2 columns, and when it gets even smaller than that, it'll switch to a single column, and it still functions the same, and it has the hamburger menu here, and those still work, and that's on every page that those are there. This changes to a vertical column, and this is pretty much the same, it just is shrunken in. So I think that should be it. Thank you so much.